Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hot Seat Interview. I'm your host, Maggy Martinez, and this is the platform where we bring your candidates the conversation and the clarity that you need before you cast your vote. Today, we are honored to have with us Loletha Hale, a candidate for Henry County State Court, a woman whose life story reflects discipline, excellency, and service to the community. Loletha Hale graduated from high school at just 16 years of age, and she earned her business degree from Georgia State University and obtained her Juris Doctor in only 2 years and a half. And Loletha Hale has spent more than 2 decades in the courtroom as a civil and criminal trial attorney. Her legal experience has spanned from personal injury and wrongful death to family law and criminal defense. And her commitment to the community includes pro bono work, mentoring future lawyers, and expanding access to justice. So let's dive in.
Presents Starbound Studios starring Maggy Martinez and the Hot Seat Interview. Y ahora con ustedes, Maggy Martinez.
Well, here she
en
is,
Caliente.
Loletha Hale. She's running for state court judge for Henry County. That encompasses the cities of Stockbridge, McDonough, Locust Grove, and Hampton.
Yes.
Welcome, Loletha, to the Hot Seat Interview.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Oh, yeah. And this is about to get hot, right?
Yes.
Well, Loletha, the people out there, they want to know your background, your experience. What can you tell us about that?
As far as my background, I was born in Forest Park, Georgia, and I graduated from high school when I was 16. I started college when I was 16. And all of my education is from the public school system, Atlanta public school system. And I graduated from John Marshall Law School. And I've been practicing, I'm in my 24th year practicing law as a trial attorney.
Wow, so you have a plethora of experience.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I started out as a paralegal actually. And then I became an attorney, and I've been practicing in areas of personal injury, wrongful death, employment law, contracts, just many areas of law, except for, I could say, transactional law.
So what about the courts that you are approved to?
I practice law, of course, in state and federal courts.
Wow.
And again, I've been doing it I am in my 24th year of practicing in those courts, yeah.
Not every judge has that experience.
No.
Excellent. So tell me, Loletha, the person that is in that position right now, he was appointed by Brian Krem?
Yes, he was.
Okay, so what is your feeling in terms of, or your opinion in terms of a person that is appointed and a judge that is elected by the people?
Well, the obvious difference, the apparent difference, is the fact that the people are the ones who choose who they want to serve in a position, as opposed to a governor, appointing who they want to be in that position.
Do you think the person is more committed to the citizens?
I think a person who is elected by the people definitely should be more committed to serving the people. Yes.
Excellent. Well, you know how it is. I wrote a book. It's called The Secrets of Campaigning, so you think you could run. It's available on Amazon. It's only $25. Let's buy one so we keep this conversation going. And if you feel it in your heart, you can make a donation to starboundpr.com. Buy the book for those leaders that are running for office. Buy it for your daughters. For what? To develop leadership. Or buy it for yourself so you know what a candidate goes through, because it's a lot, right?
Yes.
It's a lot, definitely. And don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell so every time we bring a new candidate to the show, you are able to listen to them, because it's important to what? To make a wise decision when it comes to voting, right?
Yes.
Well, Loletha, you graduated from high school at the age of 16. That's amazing. And then you completed law school in 2 years and a half. How has this drive you to compete for this position and work as a judge for the people?
Well, I feel as though law school was really the only um, educational challenge for me. I don't feel as though high school was a challenge for me, college was a challenge for me, but when I started attending law school, then I knew it was something that I really, really wanted, and so I was like gun ho dedicated to try to be successful in completing, law school.
But you have a beautiful mind. God has granted you a beautiful mind. You graduated when you're 16. You finished law school in 2 years and a half. I wish I could do that. That's incredible. And the plethora experience, I read your bio, is incredible. It's really amazing. And I invite people to visit her website so you could see what we're talking about. You have handled cases involving personal injury, wrongful death, family law, and criminal defense. How this representing these people prepare you for the position?
Well, I feel as though day one, because of my history and my background and the different areas of law, I will be ready, day one to act as state court judge. Yes.
So how many courts are you allowed to right now to go and work? Like,
I'm from municipal court, which is really one of the I don't want to minimize municipal court, but from the city municipal courts all the way to federal courts, I am admitted to practice law in those courts.
Not every lawyer can go and work on cases at the federal level.
No, it depends on what area of law they practice in. And I'm a trial attorney, a litigation attorney, and I am admitted to practice law in all those courts.
Will you say that all this experience, you are ready for the position?
I'm ready, yes.
Well, you have been deeply involved in pro bono work with the community, law clinics, mentoring students to become lawyers, and I bet you they love you. Why is access to justice and developing the next generation is important for you?
Well, I kind of reflect back to when I was 12. And when I was 12, one of my older siblings, I come from a family of 10, one of my older siblings, she was babysitting for an attorney and his wife who was a state senator. I did not know them. But my father sent me to relay a message to her. We didn't have cell phones then.
Yeah, wasn't no cell phone.
Or I had to run over to their house, and I ran over to their house to convey a message from my father to my sister who was babysitting for them. And that was the first black attorney I've ever seen.
Wow.
And that kind of, I was like, wow, I can do this.
I could do this. Yeah, I could do this.
So that's and that right there, that particular experience impressed upon me that representation is very important. So our youth need to see people in positions that represent where they could possibly, be in their life. So that's kind of propelled me in everything I've done, and that's why I'm like so committed to our youth. And because when I saw him, I saw myself.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, public trust in judicial system, you know how it is. What specific step will you take to run a courtroom that is fair and respectful to the citizen?
Well, I feel like every person who enters a courtroom should feel like they're being seen, not only seen, but heard. I do recall prior to my becoming an attorney that I realized early on that it's not the most pleasant place to be. And most people are very nervous.
Nervous. Oh, yeah, you're nervous.
I would not want people to feel that way if they entered my courtroom. I want them to know that when they come into my courtroom, that it's not, a threatening or fearful environment, that we're here to help and serve.
That is excellent.
Yeah.
I want to go to your court. I want to go to your court. Where you have been advocating for inclusion and equal opportunities. And you have seen nationwide what is happening with immigration and the due process.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about due process and why it's so important that every citizen in the United States, whether they are citizens or not, needs to go to due process.
Well, due process is fundamental. It is part of our Constitution. And whether a person is a citizen or a non-citizen, I'm big on individual rights. So every person should feel as though when they enter any courtroom that they will receive due process, regardless.
Regardless.
Yes, regardless.
The Latino community is suffering.
Yeah.
And Martin Luther King teaches us that human rights and civil rights are essential for any human being. What is your take about those teachings and how you're going to apply this to your court?
Again, it's fundamental. Whether or not you're a citizen or a non-citizen, when any individual, I'm big on individual rights, when any individual enters any courtroom, whether it's on a city level, which is the municipal, whether it's on a state level or federal level, should feel as though that they will receive, due process and fairness, regardless. Yeah.
And protect human rights.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Protect the individual rights and human rights.
Well, how do you balance compassion and responsibility to apply the law as written?
Well, I believe that every human being has a story. What is your story is not necessarily my story.
That's right.
And that I can apply my life experiences to yours. So I think a judge should approach every individual and hear their story.
That's right.
What brought you to my courtroom, and what can I do to serve you and serve your family? Yeah, even the victims, including the victims. More importantly, the victims, because I represent victims as well.
Excellent. And now that we are in the month that we celebrate the International Women's Day, that's why we dress in pink, just so you know, because it's important how women have gone a long way in order to make it happen for them historically. Well, in your own words, what does state court do? Because sometimes, we got municipal, we got federal, but what exactly does state court do, and what are your plans for it?
And let's not forget the juvenile court.
The juvenile court. Juvenile, government, federal, municipal,
Right, right. Well, I feel as it relates to the state court, and my passion for serving the youth, I think it is an opportunity for a state court judge to prevent youth from moving on to federal court. Superior court or federal court. I think that state court, most young people, when they come to state court, I think it's an opportunity for a state court judge to address whatever issues that they have to prevent them from graduating to felonies and or federal charges, and that would be high on my agenda. Addressing our youth. Of course, there are older people who who encounter state court too. But one of my goals would be to address the youth, to make sure that we have more corrective type programs in place to prevent them from becoming recidivists or graduating to felony charges or superior court.
Well, Loletha, mass incarceration, do you think it's a real thing?
Oh, absolutely. Mass incarceration is definitely a real thing. And I think that it needs to be addressed on every level, from federal to state courts. And incarceration, mass incarceration is not the answer to the elements, societal elements, that we need to be more focused, I believe, on corrective, being more corrective and rehabilitative when it comes to the judicial system.
Especially among young people.
Oh, definitely among young people.
We really don't need our kids to be in jail.
No.
Yeah, especially when we talk about the why should you be in jail just for a traffic ticket? I don't understand that part.
Right, you should never be in jail for traffic tickets.
I don't understand why they're doing that. Okay.
No.
Your community service include mock trial programs,
Yes.
food and coat drive, and legal outreach. How important it is for a judge to remain connected to the community?
I believe, we're actually, our code of ethics, professional ethics, really encourage attorneys to do pro bono work and to give back to the community. All attorneys do not, but I take that ethical obligation very seriously, and I always have from the onset of my practicing law, even prior to my practicing law. And I got that from my mother. And she's always been someone who instilled in us to always give back, and it has spilled over to my professional career, and I will always do that.
That's excellent. Well, we're talking with Loletha Hale. She's running for state court judge for Henry County. Definitely, she's very soft-spoken, but don't be don't be mistaken by that, because she's really tough when it comes to the things that she needs to do in court. Your personal mantra is, if any human being accomplish it, so can you.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, and I think that has propelled me since, as a teen mom. Throughout my entire career, I feel as though, and I teach my, students, my law clerks, my interns, anybody I encounter, especially the youth, that if any other human being has done it, you can do it too.
That's right.
It is not out of your reach. You just focus on what it is that you want to do, and you can do it too. And you probably can do it better.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Well, sometimes we think we cannot do things.
Yes.
We just need to do it.
Yes.
Just to make it happen.
And if you've seen if any other human being can do it, why can't you?
Yeah. Excellent, excellent. Well, Loletha, look at that lens and tell the people of Henry County why they should vote for you.
Well, I believe that if I ask the citizens to vote for me, because whenever you enter my courtroom, you will be treated with dignity and respect. You will be heard and definitely treated in a fair and equitable manner. Always. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for coming to the Hot Seat Interview, Loletha.
Thank you for having me.
Excellent. Well, Henry County, you have heard directly from Loletha Hale. She's running for state court judge. Her journey, her qualifications, and her vision for a fair and efficient courtroom comes with the package. So don't forget to tune in, subscribe. This is Maggy Martinez, the Hot Seat Interview. Until next time.